Hey guys, Tails here today, and I kind of want to do a rehash of some older videos and kind of bring all of it together into one, oh man, one speech, and talk about talk about that, recover the subjects, and then kind of cover a little more things. Um, I guess I'm just gonna get that out of the way. Like recently, as in this last Sunday, within the Bungie community, we had an issue in that we finally got everywhere we needed to go. We got all 9 million something hundred 500,000 points marked for the Seraph Tower completion events, and then everyone got their 1,000 shotgun kills, and then the quest was bugged, and bugged at midnight. People got this in the 11 o'clock to 1 to 3 a.m. range, and then numerous people proceeded to hate mail Bungie, which is kind of rude. Like, really rude? I mean, I understand the impatience and the rush and the hype that we get as gamers to get the new juicy good bits to bite into that content and have a wonderful time. But it's this, I don't know how to describe it, this sense of entitlement, this overprivileged mentality that, like, our community as gamers has. It's like, it's toxic. It's disgusting. The fact that first we're supposed to play these games to have fun, and then as gaming went on, the developers became more and more open to suggestions and ideas from us to learn from what we wanted more into the experience. And then somehow that became a standard instead of a privilege. It became a right. We had to have it, apparently. And it just kept going that way. We wanted more and more miles, and now it's like we have these expectations of them as developers. And I get it. Bethesda, we expect an open world, grand adventure chock full of items, quests, weird NPCs, bugs, graphics glitching through the walls, because that's what we get from them, and that's the routine, that's the norm. But they're human. They're only human. A studio is a building run by people, and there's only so much they can do at once. And it's the same thing with YouTube content developers and anybody who's creating anything that even they themselves have their limits. They can't be a machine, an engine that runs 24/7. And we as gamers are and watchers and viewers are at their mercy. Like, you know, they want to hear from us, they want feedback, but you shouldn't drag them through the mud and shit on them because something didn't go your way or the way you were expecting. Like Bethesda 76. Complete trash. A lot of you think it's a total waste. Now the thing is, I myself, it's 50-50 the fans in the studio. Like, I love games like Ark and Rust, so going into it I had an already pre-developed expectation. I wasn't seeing it as a followed expectation, but then when it happened, I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. Whoa, PvP exists, this is fun too. But then, well, people complained about the PvP. And then everybody hated it. Nobody liked it. People were gifting each other, and Bethesda as a studio expected us to fuel our own fights and drama. And then they patched it. So shooting people at a random kind of was toned down. Like, the point of being a raider and an attacker was like nipped in the butt right there. And then you got upset that it was boring. When you, as a fan community, complained about one feature and then complained that there weren't enough features. And it's this cyclic, toxic self-destruction that I don't know how to label it, but it's almost childish to complain about something, then you get it, and then you complain about it again, and you do this over and over again. And that's the beauty of it, is they keep doing it. They keep developing the game, they keep changing things, developers keep making things, they keep altering them, they keep adjusting them for you. and they get easily 100 to 1,000 complaints for every compliment. And it's sad that that's becoming the norm these days too. Like Randy Pitchford, yeah, over at Gearbox. People say he's an asshole. It's because he bites back. If every developer got snarky with you, or if you got snarky with them, you'd hate all of them. But nobody should be getting snarky in the first place. We're supposed to be playing games to have fun. And I don't, I don't, I, I don't get it. I don't. It's sad. It's sad to see how self-destructive our communities are slowly becoming. And the sad part is that that's a repeating trend in anywhere. Everyone gets hyped, they get excited, they come together right now over the game, and then something bad happens. They all start complaining, and it's like it starts magnifying on each other and building upon the negative hype and the negative energy until it's just this big ball of blip, 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 toxic goop. And that's not fair to them. Because first off, you built your own expectations. They weren't met. Well, they were exceeded in a different fashion. And then you got irritated and your complaints and you let your negativity grow. And then you vented it and targeted them with it. Some studios, they deserve some of the stuff you throw their way. I get it. It's understandable. I'm not saying nobody's perfect and you deserve to be irritated. But be professional about it. Be an adult. Don't wish death upon a developer or a writer or a drawer because they put blue instead of green on an armor piece. Why? And then you want them to keep making while you're attacking them. I don't know if you're aware of this, but most creative people are not intellectual centric. They are more emotional centric. That's where the creative energy, that's where the vibe, that's where the drive, that's where the energy comes from. It comes from within them. And you attack them. And then you attack them again, and attack them again and again, and you complain about the content while you're attacking them repetitiously. And you expect these people to perform better while you're being a dick. Are you that way at your work? You're over there at the grill, pressing the burgers, flipping or getting the tables ready. Are you out there prepping the casino floor? Well, I know a lot of you aren't even doing any of that right now but you're doing your jobs and then your manager and a customer. First, your customers start badgering you, and then your manager starts badgering you because the customer's complaining. Are you going to want to keep working like grade A professional? You slap on that fake smile and you go out there and you conquer the world because that's what you're gonna do in your entertainment industry. Right? Right? I mean, clearly, it's what you like to live with. You like people calling you a piece of shit and terrible and telling you should shut yourself down and stop doing your life, yet your industry doesn't deserve to exist. You like people telling that about you and your livelihood, right? Right? Or insulting your channel if you are a content creator and you don't like this treatment, but you willingly take the steps to write it out, to produce it, to manufacture it, to make your negative internal processes visible to other people and direct them and insult them. And then you want them to do AAA. I get it. People had flappy faces and mouths, and Andromeda kind of flopped. So did Anthem. But that's also problems with new developments, is trying something new and stepping out of your normal boundaries can have negative backlashes. And that's everything. Do you really want them to keep making the exact same package and relabeling it and reskinning it and then telling you, we bring to you complete newness? You can viably only do that maybe up to 16 times. Have you ever played FIFA? I can tell you something. I played FIFA back when I was on PlayStation, and I could still play FIFA just fine. Whatever the latest one has been, I guarantee it. because formulaic happened, and it's actually kind of boring. But anyway, I digress. And what I'm saying here, though, is, well, I understand you're upset. And as a gamer, I get annoyed with some things too. Some things aren't right. Some things aren't fair, like cheaters or spammers or hackers or DDoSes, etc., doxers, whatever the issue is. Like when, but that's sometimes indirectly outside of the studio's control. They can't fix it at the moment. Graphics issues, coding. Have you ever scripted? Like I'm on 110% transparency and honesty from you. Have you ever scripted? I used to play and script video games in the old JavaScript map editor eras. And you know what's awesome? When you copy and paste the entire source coding, you've made an entire map for the group you're working with. You've made an edit to an area. You built yourself a fantastic graveyard. You've got the ads in there. You've made the spawns. You've set up when enemies, set spawn ID 1285 within 5 close proximity. Activate when touch, yes. And then, guess what? Nobody can walk on the land. They swim on it. And all the water is now solid. They jump up off the land on top of the water. Because somehow, one change in a pixel flipped the coding. That's scripting and programming for you. And then you get down to the base language, the base core, the zeros and the ones. There's so much to work with, so many levels and so many layers and strips to go through, encode, recode, decode, etc. And you want perfection from something that's constantly growing. And yes, products when you're promised a finished product and you get what's clearly a beta test, that is understandable irritation and betrayal. But just from now on, I don't know, if you're watching this, if you're taking this in, just try to be a little more considerate and be a little more humane to your studios. Think about your developers. Think about how you feel, how you want to feel, and how you want to be treated. And then comment from there. Try to be professional. Try to be courteous. Try to help the flow and the growth, but don't attack each other and tear each other down. Because together we grow, we evolve and change, but when we attack and tear each other down, we get nowhere. We are fundamentally flawed, and that gets in the way of so much in life. And toxicity of our city. But anyway, this has been a great video. Thank you for viewing. I hope you come back. If you liked it, please like. If you want to see more, subscribe. I'm still used to that, so it feels weird to me. And have a great day. Tails Night, over and out.